For 20 years, International Community School in Decatur, Georgia, has been building bridges and breaking barriers. From the original founders, the designers of the school, they knew how important it was to engage in community partners. They truly believed that in their vision of educating immigrant, refugee, and local children all together in a rigorous international baccalaureate framework, that it was all about educating the whole child. And in educating the whole child, that means everyone that is connected to the child. And so from the beginning, they did very innovative things of having workshops and teaching English to the parents and having a school within a school where they had all of these volunteers come into the school to do one-on-one tutoring. For 20 years, this has been happening. And for the first 14 years of the school, I was not at International Community School. I was somewhere else. I was in another part of Georgia where there aren't any charter schools. But I had heard about International Community School. And I had heard about it and had always been amazed by the stories I heard. And so in 2019, when I relocated to the metro Atlanta area, I said, that's where I want to be. And when I went in to interview, I said, put me where you want to put me because I want to be here at this place. I'm Charlotte Flores. I'm Director of Community and Culture at International Community School, or ICS. And so when I came in 2019, I met a student named Eva too. And Eva at my school, as we were having a conversation one day, said, Ms. Flores, do you know what I want to be when I grow up? And I said, no, Eva, what do you want to be? And she said, I am going to be a legend. I said, oh, Eva, tell me more. What do you mean you're going to be a legend? And she said, Ms. Flores, when I grow up, I am going to be a legend because I am going to go back to my people and I'm going to help them and I'm going to help them to become better and have a better life. Eva and her family are from India. We have over 25 different countries, over 25 different languages spoken at ICS. Our charter says that 50% of our students will be multilingual learners. And so we have to engage with our community partners to build those bridges. Now, it's a fascinating thing if you know anything about the Atlanta area, and that Decatur is right next to Clarkston, Georgia, and that's where most of my refugee and immigrant families are coming from. And Clarkston, Georgia, look it up, is the most diverse square mile in the United States. And it's been that way since about the same amount of time that our school has been here. And so because of that, there are so many very well-established community partners already there in Clarkston. And so as we were in the pandemic, and we'd already been accessing some of them, but as we were in the pandemic and needing to dig deep, and then coming back from the pandemic and needing to dig even deeper, I started thinking, how can we access those community partners even more? And so I started going on to these coalition calls and listening, and they started talking about, the vaccine hesitancy in these communities. And take politics aside, we are not a mandated vaccine state, but we wanted our families to have options, to be educated of the facts, and to make the decision based on what they knew was best for their families. And so I was listening to these calls, and they were like, well, what would it be like if we were to bring this on campus? And I immediately said, yes, because we'd already been talking about it at my charter school. Now, there was another elementary school down the road from me that's a part of the public school world. And guess what? She just couldn't say yes. Because why? She's a part of the big public school where there's bureaucracy and red tape. But I am a part of a charter school where what can I do? I can say yes, bring it on. And so we partnered with these other agencies to bring about these vaccine clinics where my goal for the first one was 75 vaccines and we vaccinated 160. And then we did another. My goal was 100 and we vaccinated 197. And I was so excited. And I was reflecting with one of my community partners about it, and I'm like, isn't this amazing? Look at these families. Oh my goodness, we partnered with our county even, and they gave $100 gift cards to every family. And so I had families walking out the door with $400, $500, $600. Wow. Eva was one of those families. But you know what she said? I said, you know what? I bet they're doing this because, gift cards, hello, it's bringing them in. And she said, yeah, that's part of it, but that's not all of it. She said, they're coming in because of the trust they have in you and the school system. In this school, they feel safe. And it's because of those relationships. We've been doing this over in Clarkston. We're over there. We've been having these health fairs, and they've not come. We've been doing all this, but you bring it onto your campus has made the difference. Your translators who are here, part of your school, and they know them. That's what's making this difference. And so that got our wheels a-turning, and so we started listening to our families even deeper, into our community even deeper. I don't have a traditional PTO. I have a beloved community council where I have a representative of each of my major language groups who then go and talk to their families. And we talked and they said, what do you want? Well, we need more workshops on financial literacy. Yes, let's do it. I've got a partner who can do that on my campus. We want a workshop on anxiety in children and how to help them with mental health. We got you. I got 2 or 3 community partners I can bring in to help with that. We want therapy for our students. Okay, we can make that happen because I can bring them into our building and we can do that. And so we started doing it. Have a food co-op. We want more families to be a part of that food co-op. Let's do it, all through our Community Resource Center. As exciting as that all was, exciting as it is, and those bridges that are being built, we started listening even deeper to my community partners. And that same community partner, Refugee Women's Network, who we had been partnering with a lot of these initiatives, we started hearing about, as all of you have, the teacher shortage and crisis is happening. And this community partner had already started with a very small preschool to think about how they could take refugee women who had had degrees in their home countries but could not use them here in our country, and how they could train them to be childcare workers. And so we said, what could we do? And so we have partnered with Refugee Women's Network to see how we can assist women who have professional degrees in their countries who want to be educators in ours. How can we walk alongside them? And so we have one woman from Iraq, one from Afghanistan, and one from Nepal this year. They are teacher assistants in our kindergartens. At the same time, we, along with Refugee Women's Network, are partnering with them to help them finish their certifications, become more proficient in English, understand the American school system and what it means to work here. We are walking beside them. We want to make a difference, not just for us, but for all of our community, because we're all stronger because of that, right? And so now, as all of you know, when you start something new, what always happens? Usually takes longer than you thought, costs more money than you thought, might require some additional supports than you thought. And so we are thankful for this grant money so that we can continue to support this program, see how we can expand it and do more. See how, as we're talking to our local universities that we have such a plethora of in Atlanta, to say, hey, when you have a first-generation refugee or immigrant student who is going into education, how can we walk beside them and partner with you? I want Eva and all our students who are already legends to continue to be legends beyond anything I can imagine. And so I invite you with me. I want to build bigger bridges, more bridges, stronger bridges, higher bridges. I have a vision for some double-decker bridges. So I want you to come with me because it is all a part of all of us together. Thank you.